Calling meeting of the Board of Zoning Appeals to order on this Monday, the 25th, 2021. Liz, want to read the preamble?
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Liz Kukla. I'm the Secretary of the Board of Zoning Appeals. Now I'm going to read the preamble this morning. In compliance with notification requirements of Ohio's open meeting law under COVID-19 emergency declaration, notice of this meeting has been publicly posted. All boards and commissions under the purview of the City Planning Department conducts its meetings according to Robert's Rules of Order. Actions during the meeting will be taken by voice vote. Abstentions from any vote due to a conflict of interest should be stated for the record prior to the taking of any vote. In order to ensure that everyone participating in the meeting have the opportunity to be heard, we ask that you use the raise hand feature before asking a question or making a comment. The raise hand feature can be found in the participants panel on the desktop and mobile version and activated by clicking the hand icon. Please wait for the chair or facilitator to recognize you and be sure to select unmute and announce yourself before you speak. When finished speaking, please lower your hand by clicking on the raise hand icon again and mute your microphone. We will also be utilizing the chat feature to communicate with participants. The chat feature can be activated by clicking the chat button located on the bottom of the WebEx screen. Next slide. All meeting activity is being recorded via the WebEx platform. These proceedings are also being live streamed via YouTube for public view. We have provided a link to the meeting for those who wish to speak on a particular case via our website and email. We've also received emails from those of you who have provided written comments on a particular matter. Back to you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. I'd like to call the meeting to order and give the roll call, please, Mrs. Kukla.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Ms. Witt is absent this morning, and I see we have Ms. Faith.
Yes.
Present. Thank you. Ms. Barnes?
Barnes, present.
Mr. Donovan?
Here.
Ms. Johnson?
Here.
Madam Chair, we have a quorum.
Okay. You want to read the special notice or I'll read it?
Sure, I can read it.
Go ahead.
This morning, we have less than a full complement of board members. We'd like to let all of the appellants know that in order for a motion to pass, it would need 3 affirmative votes. Since there are only 4 members here today, you may postpone your case to another date when we have a full complement of board members.
Thank you very much. Next screen.
Any postponements?
Yes. Any postponements or withdrawals? Or here we go.
So here are the withdrawn cases here at the top, Madam Chair, calendar numbers 20-123 and 20-128, erecting single-family homes. They are redoing their drawings and have withdrawn their cases. And also calendar 20-149 at 3540 West 117th Street. This one is also being withdrawn. I believe that there is some legislation in place that will require or will not require them to have seek the variances on this case.
Correct.
And then we have a postponement request. Oh, did you want to vote on these, Madam Chair?
Yes, that's what I was saying. On the 3 cases.
Do we really have any role to play if the appellant is withdrawing the case? I mean, we can't say, well, we don't approve of that. You can't withdraw your case.
We usually say without objection, though. You know, if you want your objection to be on the record, you can object and have that for the record.
All right, I'm just asking a simple question.
Okay. Both on calendar 20-123, 20-128, and 20-149 are being withdrawn without objection, board?
Without objection.
Okay.
Without objection.
Thank you. And we have a request for postponement on the Kenilworth Avenue again.
Yes, Madam Chair, they have not completed the parking study yet.
Okay.
And so March 1st would be a little over a month. How much time would you like to give them more?
Yeah, give March 1st is fine.
Okay, thank you.
Without
Madam
objection,
Chair.
board?
Wait a minute, before we go there, let me ask
Okay.
a question here. As I've been thinking about some of the information that might be helpful to make decisions on this case, and I seem to recall that there was an argument made about safety, about there being an issue of safety by having off-street parking, not contiguous with the project, blah, blah, blah. So it made me think, I wonder, can somebody look and analyze some of the crime statistics in the neighborhood to see if there isn't a relationship between large projects that have come on board and incidents of personal robbery or home break-ins that have followed? Just as something with data, something that, we can see real impacts. I don't know how hard that might be, but it's a question I had in my mind.
Madam Chair, Matthew Moss, I believe, would like to make a comment on that, respond to that.
Okay, Matthew?
Madam Chair, I'd be happy to look into that between now and the March 1st hearing date if you would like.
That would be great. Do you work with the second district?
Yes, Madam Chair, I can pull together some data from them and other sources.
Okay, great. Does that help you, Tim?
Yeah, I think it'll help all of us. Again, timing will be everything here, and I think Matt's probably a good guy to oversee such a thing because when they come online. In other words, the day that the first person moves in isn't the day you end the study, it's the day you start the study, So, yeah, good luck.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and we have a request for postponement on calendar 20-194 on Bessemer. And the reason request for the postponement is?
Madam Chair, at the last hearing, they were heard December 14th. At the last hearing, you wanted them to update drawings showing driveways, bumper guards, paving. They're still working on those drawings. They're not ready to go forward yet.
So we need another date on the postponement?
Yes, how does March 1st sound?
Sounds perfect. Without objection, Board?
Without objection.
Okay.
Without objection.
Okay, I heard both of you. Great, thank you. Okay, next slide. Okay, go ahead, Ms. Faith.
Madam Chair, I saw that we had Councilman Griffin with us. Was he only here for that Bessemer case? Has he left?
I didn't see him, but hold on. Maurice, do you see Councilman Griffith?
I do not. I think he might have left.
Okay, great.
Let's just start with this one.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. Calendar number 20-203 at 14029 Arliss Avenue. Oral Parson, owner, proposes to erect a 10-foot by 24-foot womanized wooden deck to an existing single-family residence in an A1 one-family district. The applicant appeals for relief from the strict application of the Cleveland Codified Ordinances as stated in the agenda and the public record.
Thank you very much. Tim, are you swearing in?
I'm going to try.
Okay.
With everyone for this case, kindly raise your right hand. I am going to make a statement. Your reply to that statement is, I do, with your name. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do, and Janine Farr.
Anyone else?
Okay.
Not even from the city.
Well,
Hearing
Madam,
none, let's move forward.
Okay, great.
Madam Chair, I don't believe that Janine Farr is the applicant. I think she's a,
Oh, I'm a neighbor.
Is the applicant here?
We might have to put her in the back of the line.
yeah, it should be Gina Yafarnaro or
Orel Parson.
Oral Parsons.
Well, if they're not here, then let's do the next case and we'll keep them in the back of the line.
Okie dokie.
Show up. Yeah.
Calendar 20-207, please, Ms. Faith.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Moving right along. Calendar 20-207 at 2462 West 6th Street. BMC Venture LLC owner proposes to erect a 2-story frame single-family residence with attached garage in a B1 2-family residential district. The owner appeals for relief from the strict application of the Cleveland Codified Ordinances as stated in the agenda and the public record.
Thank you very much.
Okay, everyone for this case, can you kindly raise your hand? And again, I'm going to read the statement. Your response is I do with your name. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth? Hello?
I do.
Name?
Name?
This is Doug Shelton.
Are you the owner?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I do as well. This is Casey Marks, and I'm also the owner.
Okay.
Okay. Anyone else?
I do, Khalid Hawthorne.
Hi, Khalid.
I don't care. I'm Mr. Chairman.
Anyone else?
Good
And we have
morning.
Donna Gorgonis, looks like.
Good morning. I do as well. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Anyone else? Last call. Moving on.
Okay. History of the property, please, Mrs. Kukla.
Thank you, Madam Chair. There's been no change in the zoning since 1929. In the record room I found, a permit was issued in 1975 to erect a chain link fence. There was nothing else in the records room for this address. There are no variances on file. And in the more recent history I found in October of last year, a certificate of disclosure was issued stating that the use of the property is residential vacant land. That's all that I have, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much. The legal standard, Ms. Wagner?
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the board. Appellant is requesting area variances from the maximum gross floor area and rear yard requirements of the zoning code. To obtain the area variances, appellant must prove that denying the request will create a practical difficulty not generally shared by other land or buildings in the same district, will deprive the appellant of substantial property rights, and that granting the variances will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code.
Thank you very much. I didn't write down the owner's name and I apologize for that. The owner, please state your name again.
This is Doug Shelton.
Okay, Doug, tell us exactly what you guys would like to do.
Yeah, well, we are asking for 2 variances. They were unanimously approved by the Block Club and Tremont West. One is lot coverage, which we feel would be consistent with the neighborhood. The other is a rear yard setback. We would also have probably more green space remaining than most of the homes on the block as well.
Okay. All right, we had others. I'd like to hear from Donna. Somebody named Donna was sworn in.
Donna Gorgonis.
Good morning. Sorry, I was having trouble unmuting. The Block Club and Tremont West supports the project based on the standard variance requests that we see here today. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Khalid? Jump in, Khalid.
Yeah. So I was just here in support of Donna. Donna's representing Tremont West. She's a shared resource between Ohio City and Tremont West.
A shared resource. I
Yeah.
I like that.
Thank you all very much. Have we heard from the councilman? Mrs. Kukla,
No, I have nothing from the councilman for this address.
or from anybody else?
No, no objections, no support letters.
Madam Chair, I'm not sure if Matt Moss wanted to comment on this. If not, I can give you our recommendation.
Matt, are you still around?
I don't think he got sworn in.
I think he's gone. But anyway, we definitely support this variance. It's been approved by the HDRS subcommittee. As you've heard, overwhelming support from the Block Club and Tremont West. These are typical variances in the Tremont neighborhood that we grant on a regular basis. So we are full support.
Thank you very much, Maurice. Board, any questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Madam Chair, I have no questions. Unless there's any other discussion, I'll go ahead and motion. Given the support of the Block Club and the CDC, good to see Khalil. Khalid, and the support of city planning and the approval of the other board, I move that we go ahead and approve these variances.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Call the roll.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Ms. Faith?
Ms. Faith?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I was taking a sip of coffee. Yeah.
Okay.
Ms. Barnes? Ms. Barnes?
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Donovan?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Calendar 20-207 is granted. It'll be ratified next week and we will send you a letter.
Kiddo. Calendar 20-108 at 14700 Judson Drive. Go right ahead, Ms. Faith.
All righty. Calendar number 20-108 at 14700 Judson Drive. Yosi Hanfar, owner, proposes to construct a new gas station with 4 pumps and a convenience store in a C1 local retail business district. The owner appeals for relief from the strict application of the Cleveland Codified Ordinances as stated in the agenda and the public record.
Thank you very much.
Everyone, for this case, kindly raise your right hand. Again, I'm going to read a statement. Your response to it is 2 words, I do, and your name. Here we go. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
And who is that?
I
It's
do.
Diane McTeer.
Your name?
I didn't hear the name. I'm sorry.
Diane McTeer.
Okay, Diane, thank you. Is there anybody else?
No.
Case? No?
I do.
Councilman?
I do.
And your name?
Brenda Stewart.
Okay, Brenda.
Are any of these 2 people the owner of the property?
No, we had sent a letter. We had a community meeting and a letter was sent to the zoning board indicating our opposition to this request.
Okay. Well, hold on one second. We just see if the owner's here because we can move forward with the case. Is anyone here representing the owner or the project manager of this case? Oh, boy. Well, we're going to have to temporarily put him at the back of the line.
And Marka Fields is not here, correct? No, I don't see her. Okay.
May I make an announcement? If you're on the phone calling in and you're muted, if you hit *6, you will become unmuted if you're trying to talk. Just wanted to let people know that.
I think we have to go to the next case again.
Okay. Calendar 20-190. You know, why don't we ask in the beginning if the owner is here?
What a brilliant idea.
Okay, yeah, really. Hello. 20-194 at 7902 Bessemer. Is William McMillan on the line?
That was postponed, Madam Chair.
It was? Oh, yeah, you're right. Never mind. That's why Mr. Griffin is down here with us. All right, moving right along to calendar 20-200 at 10808 Churchill. Is the CREO Real Estate Group present?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Go ahead, Alana.
Real quick, the councilman said he's been trying to call in, but he was unable to get through.
Man, now I heard it says *6. Hello.
Yeah,
yes, we can hear you.
All right, I'm doing a health committee also, so I'm doing 2 things at once. But I am
Who is
here.
this?
Oh.
Who are you?
It's Councilman Kevin Conwell.
Oh, okay. Thanks. We didn't hear that.
Wonderful.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Hang in there. Go ahead, Alana.
Councilman Conwell, I'm going to read the case in, and then we're going to get started.
All right, cool beans. Thank you.
Okay. Calendar number 20-200 at 10808 Churchill Avenue. CREO Real Estate Group LLC owner proposes to establish use as an adult family home / residential facility for 5 people in a B1 2-family residential district. The owner appeals for relief from the strict application of the Cleveland Codified Ordinances as stated in the agenda and the public record. Now to you, Mr. Donovan.
For everyone for this case, kindly raise your right hand. I'm going to read a statement. Your response is, I do, with your name again. Here we go. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give, the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do, Jonathan Schaefer.
I do, Councilman Conwell.
I do, Tiffany Allen.
Anyone else?
Okay,
None? Let's move on.
thank you very much. History of the property, please. We did have the history previously, just the legal standard.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Go ahead, Lori.
Madam Chair, members of the board, appellant is requesting an area variance from the spacing requirements of the zoning code. To obtain the area variance, appellant must prove that denying the request will create a practical difficulty not generally shared by other land or buildings in the same district, will deprive the appellant of substantial property rights, and that granting the variance will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code.
Thank you very much. Who's going to represent the owner? Jonathan or?
Yes, ma'am. So the last time I was here, I didn't have.
State your name out loud.
Jonathan Schaefer for Creo Real Estate Group. That's me.
Thank you.
So the last time I was here, I didn't have all the answers because I didn't have my, I guess my partner, well, really the lessee, Tiffany Allen. She could answer any questions. You guys had some questions regarding the type of people and all that stuff. So I thought it would be helpful for her to give you guys a little bit of background on what she has planned.
Perfect. Tiffany?
Yes.
Please state your name for the recorder.
Tiffany Allen would be the partner owner for the group home.
Okay.
Health facility.
We would like to know all kinds of things. Who are these people? Are they male and female?
No, ma'am. They're all male. They're veterans and mental health clients. That's they're part of the RSS program and the RAP program, which help people with mental illness that don't have, give them a place to live, and also the veterans and people that do have an income. They also help supply them a place in the group home.
Are you distributing medicine there?
Yes.
Okay. So is somebody there, a nurse on staff?
I'm a nurse assistant. I have all my training from the group home, from the adult care facility classes, and what they'll require for us. I have it will be a tier 2 group home. My job would be to supply the medication to the mental health client, and I just document if they take the medication or not. I'm not to forcibly force them to take the medication or anything. My job is to just document that they took it or not. I am also supposed to have 24-hour supervision at the group home. Security surveillance will also be set up at the group home. So there will always be a staff member there 24 hours a day.
Okay, before I call on Councilman Conwell, board, do you have a question now for the lady?
Are you personally involved?
Yeah, I am fully involved, Madam Chairwoman. How you doing?
Good, Councilman. How are you?
All right, this plan fits in with the master plan in the area, especially dealing with veterans. As you know, and I want to thank you for helping us with the Fisher houses there, and also the Volunteers of America, which you work with us on that also. Those are all veteran projects around in the area where this project is being built at, and it fits in with what we're doing in Churchill, Orville, and in the Lee area. So it's not on the outside of our scope, and that's why I support it.
Thank you, Councilman. So there's going to be 24 hours on staff on the premises. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And how well, you're not going to be there 24 hours a day. So how are you checking on that?
I will have 24-hour surveillance through the security system. I'll be able to pull it up on the computer and watch live feed as to what's going on with my staff and also the residents that'll be staying there.
Well, aren't you right into the 1999s? I love you. I even understood what you said. Board, any questions? No questions? No concerns? Okay.
I think the only question I would have is in our thinking about this project, like any project, is to make sure we understand we're not giving a variance to a person or an organization, we're giving it to a property. And that property then will have the ability to host anything that's under that zoning code regulation in the future.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'll entertain a motion.
So, Madam Chair, this is Liz Kukla. Just as a clarification to Mr. Donovan, it's not any use that would that's permitted under the zoning code. It is this specific use. It's not, of course, the specific owner, but the resolution will state that the permitted use is as a group home, not any other multifamily use. It is specifically for this use. Just as clarification, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Somebody's trying to speak.
Madam Chair, this is Ms. Faith to Ms. Kukla. With that clarification, does that limit it to use as for veterans only or just as a group home?
No, its limit is for veterans and mental health clients also. So I have mental health clients that come from North Coast Behavioral Facility, and I would interview them, speak with their social worker. If they're not too violent or been put out of any other group homes, then I'll allow them to come to the group home. So it's not just for veterans.
Okay. Mr. Donovan, does that satisfy any of your concerns?
No, I think it just amplifies the question I had, and that is, what is the real, if you will, what is the extent in terms of people that can participate in this particular passage of this zoning variance? And it sounds like, it is, like she said, it's more than veterans. It can also be people that have some issues with mental health. I'm not sure if that's mental retardation, etc. She mentioned one such provider, but I'm sure it's going to be beyond any one single provider. You have to, maybe we need to acknowledge what that provider represents, who they represent.
Well, no, I can't take anyone that's too violent. It won't be for retarded people there. It'll be mental health people that have jobs. Most of the clients have jobs, veterans, or they go to work every day. These will be functioning mental health clients and veterans. They usually get up, they're going to a class, or they're going to the VA center for help. They usually get going somewhere like that. They're not someone that has to have help getting up in the morning, getting dressed. They're not someone that needs help with, daily routine. They can take care of themselves. They're functioning. They just can't keep a residential home or is not able to provide a roof over their own head. And these are people that come from the RSS program that's through the VA, and also through Medicaid pays for them to stay at the group home. So, and they also have the RAP program. So they all have to go through one of these programs in order to get into the group home. And they have to have a social worker in the means.
Is this documented? I mean, is there kind of like a semi-contract that you go enter into if you're going to be participant of the group home that you're at? So they would have a list that, like you're telling us right now, that here are your obligations, maybe there's curfew, I don't know. But I mean, is there some kind of documentation that people enter into between you and them, and where you're getting your money that spells out the rules of the road, if you will?
Yes, it's the state and the Veterans Administration. I have to send all the paperwork to the Veterans Administration. They have to approve my group home for the veterans to come. And they have stipulations on what I can have there. Like, and one is 24-hour supervision. I provide 3 meals a day and a snack. I have to put guys in the room as roommates. So yes, there's documentation. And for the RSS program, I deal with the state. And right now my application is pending the occupancy permit and everything for this property. So yeah,
Madam Chair, thank you very much. You more than answered my question, but I think that it might behoove us in our resolution to approve the variance to include this as part of the package that influenced our vote.
Correct.
To provide, if you will, completed documents that you just rattled off to us. I think that would be good for the file, and it lays that kind of foundation, if you will, for why we made this decision.
Would you like to make the
And given everything I've just said, I'll move that we then grant the variance.
Okay, fine. I'll second it. Call the roll.
Thank you. Madam Chair, if I could just get clarification on the packet. Did the appellant explain what information that Mr. Donovan is talking about? Was it in one application or one packet that she could send us? How will we receive this information?
I can scan in everything and email it to you.
Okay, that sounds great.
That sounds perfect.
All right. Thank you, Madam Chair. I will call the roll. Ms. Faith?
I'd like to thank Tiffany for being with us today and answering so many of the concerns that the board had from the previous meeting. I think you satisfied Mr. Donovan, and by satisfying him, you've done a lot. So, so I vote yes.
And Mr. Donovan?
Having satisfied myself, I vote yes.
Ms. Barnes?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Well, as long as everybody else is satisfied, so am I. Yes.
Calendar 20-2.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Calendar 20-200 is granted conditionally. It'll be ratified once we receive the, if we receive the packet this week, it'll be ratified next Monday. If not, we'll hold it to the following Monday, and then we will send you a letter after it is ratified.
Okay.
I'd like to thank the board. I'd like to thank Madam Chairwoman and the board. Let me say this also. VA Hospital is less than a block for what he's trying to do. This project is less than a block from VA Hospital. The veterans will be able to get resources from the VA hospital. They can walk there, or they can catch the circular bus that will shoot right around there. This will benefit our veterans. So thank you very, very much to the board. I got to get back to the health committee. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman.
Take care. Have a blessed day.
You too. Did any of the people for Arliss or West 6th Street come on?
Madam Chair, I would like to bring everyone's attention, or at least those people that are on the phone again, just to remind you that if you're trying to speak, hit star on your phone and star 6 to unmute yourself. We have 2 users that are calling in that are muted, so I'm not sure if they are with any of the 2 cases that we are missing.
Time to call last call for both cases.
Yeah, really.
Again, star 6.
Hello?
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 Yes, I'm here for the Oral Parsons.
Okay.
Perfect.
The Arliss Avenue.
Yes, correct.
owner?
14029. No, I am the representative for Community Housing Solutions.
Who's the
My
owner?
name is Lou Yaffanaro. I'm not the owner of the property.
Is the
Are they the owner?
I'm sorry, 2 people were talking at the same time.
Is somebody, one of the owners, Earl or his wife or girlfriend, whatever, on the line? We need to have an owner representative unless you have a letter signed by them and notarized that you could represent them.
Okay, I do not have that. All I have is that we're trying to get, I don't know, variance of a porch that's existing. And I'm trying to find out why we can't put a porch on for them.
Madam Chair,
What is the role that you're representing here?
Well, I am the actual contractor who represents
So you're
Community
gonna do
Housing
the work.
Solutions. And Community Housing Solutions is a nonprofit organization who helps people with their houses, the elderly, whether it be a roof, a porch, if they need siding, doors, etc. on their house. And we have a project here that's been sitting since September. And I know the owner of the property is handicapped, so sometimes he probably can't be available. And the question is we have an existing porch there now, and we want to put another porch on, but there's some reason we have to have a variance, and I don't understand, and it hasn't been explained properly from the city of Cleveland.
Behind those shrubbery that I'm looking at, there is a porch already there.
Madam
Madam
Chair,
Chair.
Madam Chair, if we're going to continue, we should probably swear people in.
Oh, yes. Good point.
Okay.
Hit it, Hal.
And I believe we had a Janine Farr on here on the phone call as well. I think she was a neighbor. I don't know if she's still here. No. Okay. Go ahead.
At this point, I think we need to just postpone it.
Madam Chair, this is Liz Kukla. The applicant is sending me, I was working with a Gina Yaffanero. She works with Lou. She's in the same company. Her application is en route to us, again, because there was some confusion with building and housing. So I believe that they are sending us a letter of authorization because she understood that we needed it. So I believe it's en route to us.
Okay, so we wouldn't ratify it until we had that letter.
Correct.
Tim Swearman.
But everyone for this case, please raise your right hand. I'm going to read a statement at the end of which I'm looking for a reply. That reply is simply 2 words, I do, with your name. There we go. Everyone for this case, you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
I do. Lou Yaffanaro.
Okay. Anyone else? All right. Steady? Anybody?
Okay.
3 months? Anybody? No?
History of the property.
Thank you, Madam Chair. There's been no change in the zoning since 1929. I found that a permit was issued in 1930 to erect a dwelling and a garage. In 1945, a permit was issued to relocate a chicken coop. 1947, a permit was issued to erect a basement and rear entrance hall. There are no variances on file for this address. And in the more recent history, we see that in 2001, a permit was issued to re-roof the property. 2016, a hot water tank was installed, and January of last year, new vinyl siding was erected, or sorry, was put onto the property. I do have a letter from Janine. I don't know if Maurice was able to. We got it this morning or late last week. I do have an email from Janine stating her objection. She understood from the write-up that she believed that the porch was going to be attached to her home, and she was strongly objecting that. So that's, I'm not sure if she's back on the call yet, but that was her concern. She believed that it was going to be erected right on her property line, and which is not the case, as Mr. Yaffanaro can explain.
What she has there now is the existing porch, and it's a concrete pad. And what we're doing is taking the concrete.
Let's complete the process here before we start getting testimony.
Yeah, we didn't do the legal standard yet.
Yes. Go ahead, Ms. Wagner.
Madam Chair, members of the board, appellant is requesting an area variance from the side yard requirements of the zoning code. To obtain the area variance, appellant must prove that denying the request will create a practical difficulty not generally shared by other land or buildings in the same district, will deprive the appellant of substantial property rights, and that granting the variance will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code.
Thank you very much. Do we have a drawing of what he wants to do?
Yes, ma'am.
I would like to see that. So it's really just going right on top of what's there. It's not coming into there. Okay.
Correct, Madam Chair.
Lou?
Yeah.
Now, I just want you to tell me exactly, are they going up? Are they enclosing it? Are they putting sides on it or railings? What? But I see they have a handicap ramp, so somebody is handicapped.
Yes, that's the gentleman who lives there. All we're basically doing is they have a concrete pad that's on there now and it's crumbling. It's actually caving in. We're going to remove the concrete pad, and then what we're going to do is we're going to install in the same dimensions, no change in any dimensions whatsoever. So it'll be the exact same size. The only difference is that we're going to create railings going around it, of course, because it is above 2 feet. So we're going to have railings going around, which will be wood, which will be pressure treated, and so will the decking be pressure treated, and we'll have full lattice going around, hiding the foundation that's existing there.
Gotcha.
Is he referring to the cement pad in the foreground of the photo of the house?
Correct. It's caving in actually in multiple areas, so it has to be removed. It's a hazard. You can't even walk out there.
It's right there, right? Or is it where
Yes.
the car is? Is there two separate areas here or what?
No, that actually, when you come out the front door, it's a smaller area, and then it opens up into a bigger area as you're looking at the house to the left.
That's a huge pad.
Correct.
You
It
need
is.
that to make the height difference? Is that what?
No, it's all one level.
Okay.
The decking's all
In my mind, I wondered about whether or not that pad had brought in the issue of parking in the front setback at all, but.
No, there's not. In fact, they have a ramp, existing ramp that's actually on the driveway side, so the gentleman can get up and down, get into his house.
Got it.
So that's on the driveway side. The driveway is probably, I'm going to guess, I don't have the actual dimension. I'm say probably about 100 feet long.
Looks
to
like
get the
it.
house set back behind all the other houses. I guess it was the original farmhouse there.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Any other questions, board? If not,
Madam Chair, to the representative for the appellant, is the new porch going to be accessible so that the resident can get out the front door and use the porch then?
That's the whole purpose of it, so he can get out on the front porch.
Right. He's got a ramp, so is he in a wheelchair then?
Yes, he is.
Okay, so this would give him some additional quality of life then, correct?
Correct. That's the whole purpose behind it, is that he likes to go out on the front and he can't.
Okay. All right. Madam Chair, unless there's any other question or discussion, I move that we go ahead and approve this.
Hold on. I didn't get City of Cleveland. I want to hear from Maurice.
Yeah, Madam Chair, I guess the only question I had was more to Rick as to, is the write-up incorrect on this? Because it says that they're proposing 0 feet, yet they're clearly proposing 4 feet, which is consistent with the existing building location. So I was just wondering if that was done in error. But otherwise, yes, we fully support this. The required side yard is 10 feet. Yes, I understand that, but the write-up says that they're proposing 0 feet.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to make sure that was, it says, and the appellant is proposing 0 feet. So I guess that was an error. So yes, as normally, we approve decks like this when they're consistent with the side yard setback for the house. So yes, we recommend approval of this.
Thank you very much. Go right ahead, Ms. Faith.
Thank you. Lou, just one other quick question
Thank you.
that popped up to me. Are you going to have to be removing that shrubbery that's in front of the porch area now?
Yes, we will be removing the shrubbery.
And will it be replaced?
That is not being replaced by me. I would have to check on that, but I know I'm not replacing it. In order for us to do the job properly, that's a hindrance for us.
Sure. Right. Well, that's what I suspected. So, I think it would be nice if that was replaced. I think it makes a nice foundation buffer to the house.
I can make a request. I can make a request for that. I can't make the decision anymore.
Okay. Yeah, if you could do that, I think that would be great. And so with that, Madam Chair, I think I would propose that we go ahead and approve the variance for this. I think it's going to be, as Lou said, it's going to enhance the residents' quality of life, which I think is a important thing for us to be able to facilitate.
Second. Call the roll.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And just to Mr. Maurice's comments, I will be sure that the resolution states that it's 4 feet and not 0.
Thank you.
I will call the roll. And again, was there any conditions on this? I'm calling.
No.
No conditions. Okay. Mr. Donovan.
Yes.
Ms. Faith?
Yes.
Ms. Barnes?
Yes.
Thank you. And Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Calendar 20-203 is granted. It'll be ratified next week and we will send you a letter.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Okay. There was one more that didn't show up.
Madam Chair, it was Judson.
Judson, yeah, I got it right here on the screen. Okay. Have they showed up? Anybody there checked in?
I did see the councilman on here a bit ago,
No, he doesn't count.
but he dropped off. Again, let me make the same announcement. If you're calling in, because we do have one call-in user and you're trying to speak and you can't be heard, it's *6 on your phone to unmute yourself. I cannot do it for you.
There's something came over to chat box.
Yes, Shannon Leonard said there's a community meeting scheduled for this case. I was told by Marka Fields that they are already, the neighborhood planner for the area, that they already had the community meeting. But if we don't have a representative here,
yes,
property, then I guess that's all. It's all moot.
Postpone.
That's it.
Are we postponing or dismissing? I believe I heard Mr. Donovan say postpone.
Yes. Any other comments on that? Ms. Barnes or Ms. Faith?
What do we want to do? Dismiss?
Dismiss. They are not here.
No, we'll just
It's
come back.
already been postponed like 3 times.
I don't care what you do. Either one. Go ahead. Take it.
Madam Chair, if there's
The councilman objected to it.
It's old business.
Yeah, we just dismissed it if they didn't show up or contact us.
Go ahead. And they'll contact us and tell us to target their homework.
Madam Chair, someone in the chat is asking, has calendar number 20-149 been discussed? I'm not sure which case that is.
Madam Chair, that calendar, that is 3540 West 117th Street. That case has been withdrawn.
Okay. Okay, the 20-135, the Kenilworth, did we need to have discussion on that? They requested another postponement.
We postponed that early to, if you remember, at the beginning of the hearing, we postponed that one to March 1st.
March 1st, okay.
I have a question on 20-108.
Go ahead.
The Judson, is it going to be dismissed or postponed?
It has been dismissed. Madam Chair, we didn't take a vote on that. Do we usually vote on dismissed cases? I'm drawing a blank.
This is Lori. Yes, you should.
Yes.
Without objection.
We're going to dismiss it without objection. Lana?
Without objection, Madam Chair.
Tim and Marlene?
Without objection, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much. Without objection, Carol Johnson.
And Madam Chair, to the speaker, then the applicant would have to reapply if they wanted to go forward with the variance. And then we would have to hold a public meeting on that. So you would be notified again in the future.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that.
Thank you very much.
Donald Pettit is with us this morning. I see him. What case are you here for, Donald?
I'm here for case 2206, in case you have any questions.
So, Madam Chair, this came early this morning. Secretary Pettit is requesting a rehearing on that 4500 Lorraine Avenue. You may remember last week or the week before, I'm sorry. We reviewed that appeal from the Landmarks decision. I have a letter from him if you want me to read it, or I don't know if Donald Pettit wants to just summarize what the letter stated. I apologize, I wasn't able to send it to you before the hearing.
Donald, maybe.
Are you looking for action from us on this right now, or what?
Mr. Donovan, this is Liz. He is requesting a rehearing so therefore we would not ratify it this morning. I mean, it's up to the board if you find good cause to rehear it.
I'd put it on next week's agenda for us to consider.
And then post that letter so we could all read it. And Donald, if Donald has any comments, he could give it to you to post. Okay, so all we're going to okay is the Sprecher Road?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Okay, so old business calendar number 20-151 at 118 Sprecher. Without objection? Hello, somebody talk to me. Okay.
Did we need any further discussion on that since they didn't want to make any changes?
So it was a request to make the changes. They're saying that first they said that the square footage wasn't going to change, and then they said the square footage wasn't going to change very much. And so I sent it over to Rick Riccardi, and then Rick Riccardi asked for more information. And in the meantime, I let the appellants know that this would hold up ratification until we had some review done by Building and Housing, because I'm not really qualified to do that review. And so they decided at that point that they wanted the ratification because they didn't want to hold up the process. So if they're going to change it, they understand that they have to apply again in the future to make those changes. And that would be to Building and Housing, and then ultimately to us if they needed a variance.
What are the changes? Is it a bigger board itself, or what exactly is the changes?
So they sent me a drawing, and I couldn't make it out. It looked the same to me. Of course, they didn't specify it to me, and they didn't specify it to Rick Riccardi when Rick Riccardi asked for that information. I mean, they sent me a drawing, and really, I couldn't understand it. So
you're asking us to ratify a decision that we don't know why the decision was made, because we don't understand exactly the information that's been provided.
No, this is Lori Wagner. You're asked to clarify this. No, they're asking you to ratify the variances that were granted, and they're dropping their request to make any changes. If they do decide they want to make changes in the future, they'd have to come back to the board. They're just asking you to ratify what you decided, approved of 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I read it, and that's why I asked the question, what are the changes? So when you read what the resolution says, tell me what within that resolution we're talking about. Because I wasn't here for the hearing, obviously.
They're not making any changes today. They are asking for ratification. And based on what is written on your resolution, that's all that they're asking for ratification today. There's no new changes that the board is considering today.
Okay, I think that's fair.
Okay. So
So,
we ratify
So I-
number 2.
yeah, ratify number 2 without objection.
Thank you very much. Tim?
I wasn't here for the case. So
Oh, that's right, so you can't vote on it, yes. Ms. Barnes? Ms. Barnes?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And Mrs. Johnson says yes. Okay,
Alvin,
and we needed a request for an what is this? It went to court, 8th District. How can the neighbor appeal it? Appeal the case to criminal and then appeal to 8th District. The appellate stated that it prevailed in the 8th District. Did we get something from the 8th District, Liz?
I think so. Actually, I think that was like 6 months ago that they received it. So the reason isn't necessarily that it was upheld at the 8th District. The reason now is that they don't have their construction drawings completed still because they were waiting for all that to get through. So yeah, I could send it to you again, but
that's fine.
it was approved by last year or even 6 months ago. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I see January of 2020. That was 2 days ago. Hello. Or 2 years ago, whatever. Okay, that explains it. So we're going to just sit and wait. So we'll give them the 5th affirmation because they don't have all the drawings completed.
Okay.
Without objection,
Okay.
board?
without objection.
Without objection.
Okay, fine. Okay.
And Chair, I have a question for Ms. Kukla as to the rehearing for the Lorraine Avenue case. If we're going to hear that next week, do we know that Kelly's going to be here?
Yeah, I think so. She hasn't stated that she needs another Monday off, so I believe she's going to be here. Yeah.
Since she was here to hear the case, I think it's crucial that she's here for the rehearing. So
this is Lori. Could you please clarify? It wasn't clear to me whether you were saying you would wait until next week to decide on the rehearing, or whether the rehearing was granted and would be heard next week. That needs to be clear for the record. I thought you were saying you were going to wait until next week to decide on the motion for rehearing.
Correct.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, just want to make that clear. And
Okay.
has the appellant been notified?
Just got the letter this week. I mean, I got the letter this morning. I'm sorry. So
they need to be notified so they can appear next week to argue against the rehearing if that's what they want to do, just so all parties are notified. Okay, thank you.
Any other news?
I just want to be sure that Kelly's here when we do all this. So, and she was here when we heard it. So, in fairness to all parties.
Okay, I'm going to send you the letter, and I'll copy everyone, and so we can, make sure we could reach out to Kelly in that email.
Sure. Thanks. Is there anything else?
That's it.
That's it.
My motion we adjourn, Madam Chair.
That's right. I hit the gavel